What's up? What's up?
Raw With It Podcast. Raw With It Podcast.
The Fox Silver, the Fox Silver, the Fox Silver.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's right. Bad Boys for Life. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? This is the Fox Silver, and welcome to Raw With It Podcast. If this is your first time tuning in to the show, please sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. All right, let me help this brother out real quick. 1 second. All right, there he is. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Welcome, Kahi, everybody. Welcome, Kahi. Kahi is in the house.
I feel like a big money winner.
Kahi got that bank, y'all.
I feel like a big money winner.
Big money win.
I've been hanging out with big money.
Yo, I had to represent with one thing about Bad Boy Productions. They came out with some nice jams back in the day. So after our video intro, I had to do this. I had to do this, Kahi. You wasn't here for it, but this is what I did. That's right. That is right. How's everybody doing? What's up, Facebook family? What's up, YouTube family? What's up, Instagram family? And what's up, TikTok family? How are y'all doing? Let's give you guys a round of applause. And this is another edition of Raw With It Podcast. I want everybody to know that Raw With It Podcast is celebrating its 1 year anniversary of being on the stream live. Give it up for Raw With It Podcast 1 year anniversary. Give it up.
That's good work.
We are still here and still trying to make noise, y'all. Still trying to make noise. Now, listen, if this is your first time tuning in, what I want you to do is follow us, like us, and share us. On Facebook, you're looking up Raw With It Podcast. On YouTube, you're looking up Raw With It Podcast. On TikTok, you're looking up Raw With It Podcast. On Instagram, you're going to look up Raw With It Podcast. No, Raw With It _podcast. And check out that shirt. You see that shirt that Kai he got? We have those for sale, y'all. Those t-shirts are for sale for $20. This includes shipping. Okay? This includes shipping. All right. We got different colors. So what you're going to do is you're going to DM myself or DM Kai and tell us your size and the color that you want, and we'll get it out to you. All right. Cool beans. Cool beans.
Cool beans. Cool beans.
Kahi, what's going on, brother?
Everything is good, man. Everything is good. A lot of life happening. A lot of good things happening. How's it been?
That's what I'm talking about. You know,
What are you talking about?
that's what I'm talking about. Good things that happen.
Oh yeah,
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah. Things on the
No.
horizon. Absolutely, things on the
Yeah.
horizon. We never stop. We never stop working on something. We're always trying to work on something and gain upon what we already have, count our blessings, and if we have the opportunity to share or come together on something, then I think that's a good way of looking at it. Some of those things being, since you mentioned that, and it takes sacrifice. Some of those things that take sacrifice.
Right.
So that sounds pretty good. Sacrificing, huh?
Right.
Yeah,
Such
that right
as-
there. Yeah, such
That's
as
the topic. What's our topic? What's our topic for today?
sacrifices. Sacrifices that people make. Sacrifices that we make for things. For instance. Give me a second here. Oh, nice thing is trying to update. Let me bring something up here. Something that I had touched on. Hold on. So, So as far as so the sacrifices and the chances that we're willing to make or not willing to make in matters such as business, life, friendships, love, relationships,
Right.
in all its many different forms. But with those sacrifices, it also comes a measure of vulnerability, and it doesn't matter which area you're going into when it comes to sacrifices. So, for instance, speaking with a good friend of mine a couple of days ago about some business ventures, and
Right.
the thing about that, a lot of people don't like to make sacrifices towards things that they don't feel so strongly or positively about, and they really just want to feel comfortable. Because when it comes to certain things, you have to put all the necessities behind it, finances, your time, because you want it to be successful, and you really don't plan to fail. You plan to succeed, but you really should have backup plans.
I don't know when sacrifices ever felt good. You know what I'm saying?
True. That's right. That's right.
Sacrifices, they have always been uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Right.
You're right. They take you out of your comfort zone, and it's hard for people to naturally fall out of their comfort zone when they know it's going to have to be some sacrifices.
Right.
And so it's hard for people to try to move forward on some things, especially business. And that's why I said it includes a lot of things: relationships, love, commitments, businesses, things that really you'll lose. You might get heartbroken. You might get bankrupt. Or you might lose money.
Nobody wants either one of those.
Nobody wants either one of those. But to some degree, it's about sacrifice. You know what I mean? And
Right.
you have to sacrifice something for the greater, and you don't. As uncomfortable as it can be, bro, and audience members, that it's going to require something of yourself to achieve more. That still can go a bunch of different areas. Right. So, for people to be comfortable with sacrifices that come along in life, man, it takes you out of your comfort zone. But They say, no risk, no reward. Where we up in Jersey, where we live, like me myself, on the financial side, on the money side,
Right.
Actually, even before all relationships, I learned a thing or two about the casinos in New Jersey, financial sacrifices. I've never went broke being back and forth at any casino. But as far as being a little
Right.
disheartened, broken heart, like, I was up 500, I should have walked away. I was up 300. That's small time compared to people who really sacrifice more. You know what I mean?
Way more.
Way more, way more. And I feel for them. And again, being up in that area, and there's other places where there's casinos or gambling or what have you, but I'm just keeping it at casinos. And when you hear the stories from people's personal accounts, it's on the news, and people commit suicide. They commit homicide behind,
God
financial
forbid.
things. God forbid. So people, really be I guess you really want to be careful in what you invest your time and motivations in when it comes to sacrifices, because that is really something that means a lot to people when we sit there and think about what we want to do next. What do you have to sacrifice? So you can put that in any arena. It can go in any arena, in relationships.
Right.
The thing about relationships and sacrifices that I've come across. Again, it's something I always say to our audience members. I'm transparent. I'm really transparent as hell, because I don't have anything to hide. I have nothing to hide. That doesn't mean I sit over here and tell all my business. But as far as relationships, I've been in enough relationships, and I've had my heart broken, and I broke hearts. And that's the sacrifice of relationships and letting yourself go and trying to get into someone, and you're going to leave yourself vulnerable. If you're not into that, then maybe some people are stronger, some people are weaker. But again, it's one of those things that the sacrifice. You're sacrificing your time, you're sacrificing your heart, you're sacrificing your emotions. So how much of it depends on how much you feel like, to what degree you would sacrifice. Until the ultimate way, when people get married and they have a lot of things in common with their relationships and with their marriages and with their relations and children at all. And you're sacrificing your time for someone for a long time. And can you imagine just being, shattered or brokenhearted for any reason, and your feelings get crushed because of something that happened, and then you have to pick up the pieces and move on. Again, you sacrifice.
So let's talk about relationships, sacrifices in relationships. The sacrifices that one has to make in relationships in order to be with the person or stay with an individual. What are you willing to sacrifice? What are those sacrifices?
To stay with the person? Say that again?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Let's say, for instance, when you mentioned this topic earlier, I was thinking of I was thinking of the things. I was thinking of flaws.
Right.
Like you want to be with a person so bad that you will sacrifice your own comfort to accept their flaws.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And their flaws might be a number of things, some small, some mediocre, and some bigger than the mother.
Yeah. They're glaring. They can even be glaring.
Yes. Yeah. So what are you willing? I guess. What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to sacrifice to be with the person? What will you accept and what won't you accept? They always talk.
Well, personally, or in general.
Okay, general. You know, it can be you since you said you transparent. You know what I'm saying? But
But I also said I don't have to sit in here and tell all my business.
that's right. Don't tell all your business.
But great one, my bro. Great one. It's
But
good. It's really cool.
you can grab some generalizations of folks that you may have come across or experienced, whatever the case would be. It ain't got to be you. It can be somebody that you know.
That's right. Come on, audience. I'm looking for audience participation too.
That's right. Audience participation. Please feel free. Chat, comment in the chat. Comment in the chat. Even though this is a pre-recording, me and Kahi will probably still watch the show once it goes on.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
what are the things you're like, willing to sacrifice?
It's actually rather easy. I don't even have to sit and wait. So obviously, according to me and other people's experiences,
right?
You sacrifice finances. You sacrifice the longevity of your car. You might have to travel distances. You sacrifice your time. Yeah, you might be trying to date outside some people try to date outside the country, and others try to date outside the state. So they do. You might catch a flight. You drive your car.
Yeah, I've done out of state. I've done out of state. You haven't?
Yes, I have.
No? You have?
Yes, I have.
How did that work? How did it work?
Well, we're not together. we're not together now.
What were the challenges? What were the challenges?
Well, the challenges are the distance, and I've heard other people say the distance because you really have to be serious. In my opinion, right?
That's the obvious. Right.
Yeah, and that's the obvious. That's the obvious is the distance, but it doesn't have to be an issue if it's a distance, but you're working on closing that distance. You're actively both sacrificing to close that distance, whatever it may be. Even if you're working and coming together, so now you're like, okay, I'm gonna take this weekend off. I'm gonna take this weekend off. I didn't really want to be dating out of town. I didn't want to, have to be driving here or flying there. And you may be okay with it, but even if it's a type of sacrifice, that's why I say some finances. But you sacrifice finances even if you're just, moving about in the same state anyway.
I do not.
Anytime
I do those sacrifices. Those
financial
sacrifices.
Oh yeah,
no, I don't like.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be much. That's one of the sacrifices that people make, right? Okay, but that's one of the sacrifices that people will make because they're like, every time I go here, either we're doing, remember the 50-50 thing? Either we're doing 50-50 in the hotel or we're staying or we're going on vacation, but sometimes people don't want to look at it and say, I'm sacrificing this or I'm doing this, that, and the other. Right. But it is in the name of love. It's in the name of relationship. It's in the name of, even if you're just messing around.
I like in the name of love, yeah. Or in the name of like.
Or in the name of like.
Or in the name of trying to get to them yams. In the name of the yams.
If it's a name, it's a name of getting to the yams.
Trying to get to the yams. Sacrifices you make to get to the yams. Those sacrifices aren't so.
Yeah, they don't seem too great. They don't seem too great. Yeah, they're like, no sacrifice is too great sometimes.
No sacrifice.
No sacrifice is too great.
Sweet
candy yams.
Me the way.
Women, and that's the thing, man. Men and women are aware, and especially women, when men are going through that, and if a guy's just, he's like, okay, I'm gonna come there and I get the hotel, and it's nice when it's equally nice even when she, you're going 50-50 on the weekend together with whatever you do, or you're sharing or you're splitting any type of accommodations, fees, or bills. And
Right.
that's beautiful because it may not feel as sacrificial, but you really have to know it's like we're both doing this, or I chose to do this. If you choose to do it,
I have a question.
yeah.
When you come up with these, not like when you come up, but when the sacrifices come up, do you think that you're kind of cornered into it, like you have to prove something? Like it's like the other person don't realize it's a sacrifice that you're making, but you know it's a sacrifice. And does that sacrifice always come up with you having to prove your loyalty, your dedication, or your feelings towards that individual?
I think with people, it does entail that. I definitely think to some degree it entails, and people may not want to use that term prove to someone, but people do want to show. You call yourself showing and proving, even if it's just for the yams.
See that part right there?
Even if it's for the yams, or even if it's for the furtherance, because it's true. But just imagine, you know. Yeah, go ahead.
Like you said it. It goes like, if you feel this way about me, then you will do this. That's what
But they don't have
that's
to say that.
they may not say that, but they will. What's the word I'm trying to look for? They will. What's that word I'm looking for? They will say something similar to that. You know what I'm saying? Is it an innuendo?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. They will say something to the point that, you know, it backs you in the corner, so to speak,
Right.
where you have to sacrifice something. You know what I mean?
Right. Excuse me a second. There we go.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you could, you know, I wonder what other people would say. I wonder what you would say, because I think some things are known. I think some things are known, or they're, like I said, some things are suggested, you know.
Right.
And some things are known. You know if it's suggested to you as a sacrifice, and you know if you're making that sacrifice to you too, or even committing to doing something, just committing yourself to do something.
I don't like being backed into a wall.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, not a forceful thing. No. Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you don't like
just being back wall to the point like, well, you got to, like, these are your options, like take this or take that.
Right. No. It definitely just have to come from the heart. It just got to be genuine. It got to come from the heart.
Yeah,
it really got to come from the heart. You got to come from the heart.
Absolutely.
Because you know, in order for it to feel like, if it don't feel genuine from a dude, you know what I'm saying? If it don't even feel, if I'm sitting around like, she really want me to do it, I don't really want to, you know, motherfuckers get tired of that. Either they're not getting to it, because they're really, the manhood is going to come in. You know, the manhood is going to kick in. And that's real talk. They're going to be like, all right, I'm willing to do this. I want to do this, but you seem like you're strong arming me. You seem like you're forcing, you know, you're forcing it.
Right,
and
right.
I want to show, you know, I want to show that level of commitment, or I want to show that level of commitment, or you want to show that level of undertaking, because but that's the thing. If a man really do want to see a woman, he don't need all kind of excuses. He won't feel like he's backed into a corner. You know,
exactly.
he won't feel like he's forced. He'll naturally want to do it. But then for another energy to come on, you know, like, well, if you don't come see me this weekend, then or that means you really don't want to talk to me. No, I have to work. I have to work.
Right.
Or I have to help my sister move. Or me and my dad is doing this. And and for it to go further than that, for it to be pushed, it becomes totally uncomfortable. Now it's becoming a forced issue, and that's not cool. That's not going to be cool. And hopefully she has enough with her to just get an understanding. Sense. You say sense.
I said sense. Look, because a lot of times, bro, you have these irrational behaviors to the point that you're asking me to do something that's not in reason. You're not being reasonable, and when you get to the point of not being reasonable, you're not being fair.
Correct.
So a lot of times you have folks that are not fair. They don't give a damn. They are self-satisfying. No,
you're right.
I need you to do this for me because I want you to do this for me. I don't care how it interrupts your life. I am not interested in the disruption it's going to cause you. I need to be satisfied right now. Make it happen.
Or I'll find someone who can. Make it happen.
I'll find somebody. Please do it. See ya.
Don't be going there. It's don't be going there. And it can go that way. It definitely can go that way, man. It's not, again, part of the sacrificial. In many cases it will.
So it's like, I try, I try not to get into a situation. That's one thing I really do avoid. I avoid making those type of sacrifices. And in the beginning, I guess, like, when I'm trying to date somebody and tell them how my schedule is,
that's right.
When they start talking about visits or whatever, said, well, we got a plan. We have to plan it. That's I just don't have the luxury of jumping on a plane. I don't have the luxury of doing that. You know what I'm saying? I bills got to get paid, mama. Bills got to get paid.
Exactly. And that's priority.
Unfortunately, fun don't pay the bills.
Fun. Wait a minute.
Oh yeah, sometimes, but not for me.
Sometimes
for me.
That's another show for another day. That's another show.
That's another show.
That's another show. That's another show.
That's another show.
That's another
Speaking
show,
of which, if there's any OnlyFans people out there, holla at your boy. No, I'm kidding.
Holla back. But
that's collab. No.
I'm
kidding.
But you have that's definitely a good point, man. It is, and it don't. You know what I'm saying? And that's only fair.
Right.
Like, just having fun is really nice, but you can't just having fun alone just doesn't pay the bills. It doesn't.
No.
You want to have fun to pay the bills. You know what I mean? Unless you get paid to go have fun.
Weird.
I'm just saying. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I mean, like, one day I hope that the fun we have on this podcast will pay some bills.
That'd be excellent. I do too. That'd be excellent.
That's one of the things that I look forward to. I got a question. Here's a question. Here's a question. I was listening to another podcast show, as I often, and the topic came up about men and women in a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the woman that's in the relationship
right
gets very comfortable with a guy friend to the point that the guy friend feels that he is able to make advances or he has a chance of intimacy with her. So the question, you feel what I'm saying? So the question is, how do you feel with another man being close to your woman? How do you feel having another man being close to your woman? Now, I've worked in the office, you've worked in the office, and you know the plaything in the office is,
Correct.
oh, that's my work wife. Oh, that's my work husband.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
That's my
Sometimes
bank wife. That's my bank girlfriend, right?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Right.
how do you feel about another man being close to your woman? How do you feel about that?
Well, and knowing that you get a sense of, think he's trying to move in on her, or just to know
You
that
don't know. You don't know
Right,
that
you
he's
don't know.
man, but like he's
Must
so
be
close.
hindsight.
The man is so close that he feels as though he may have a chance to move in on him. But let's say they're that close where he feels as though he can move in. You know, that just having that comfort.
Listen,
You know what I'm saying?
you know what? I think it's in a dude's. To me, it's in a guy's best interest to always measure the closeness of your friends and your wife or lady or girlfriend. I think it's great to have a sense of that. Now, and this is my opinion. I may feel safe and secure. She may want me to feel safe and secure,
Right.
but all guys won't back off. There will be guys that will try your girlfriend or your wife or your significant other. So that question is kind of in hindsight. Yeah, it's when you say, well, how do you feel about knowing? Mm-hmm.
I say, like for myself, I don't play that shit.
I don't play that shit either. No, I don't. That's what I'm saying. To know, no, I don't play that shit either. To know and observe, like you said, you don't know. So if you don't know that they're texting each other for the last week, you don't know what you don't know. I'm just saying you don't know what you don't know. But then when you do know, that's what I'm saying, just peeping all the other signs, signals, and peripherals, and when you're in the same room or the same proximity, you don't have to be following people around, but you think you got a general sense. There is none of that. There's none. I don't play none of that. I never had there's never been a huge situation that I've had to blow up like that in my face. Mm-hmm. As far as because situations that I have been in, which has been very minimum, it didn't rise to a level of
I think that
hold on. It didn't my girlfriend, because I've never been married, but my relationships, and I mean relationships, I've never had that issue. Not for that me and her in a relationship, and everybody know I've never had that issue. As far as getting to know someone, and we share the same mutual friends and same crowds,
right?
And I want to know, I'm trying to know, we kind of talking, and somebody else, trying to impose or impede. Yes, that has happened on multiple occasions. but not with my
You're
lady,
talking about
my woman, my girl.
in a group setting,
Not in a
someone
group
tried-
set.
like what?
So say for instance, you and your friends always meet to go to the beach. Y'all go,
Right.
and not just, we all meet to go to the beach because we all been knowing each other for 10, 15 years or 5 years or whatever. And you're
Right.
in the same proximity because you meet up to go bowling. Even if you're with your wife, you're with your husband, or you're
Right.
with your girlfriend, or you're by yourself, and you
Right.
find yourself in the same circles,
Right.
off, maybe a couple of times a month, maybe one time a month. And then you're like, wow, I've been, I don't know, pick any name, someone that you become interested in. So
Right.
knowing them, or they be around the group too. And then someone else, another guy, is interested in her out of the blue. It's like, oh, now nobody's saying her, you know what I'm saying? Now he like her
Right.
too, and you're in the same element. And because I've been in that, and this, I guess it's
Well,
kind of like
that's
more
different.
harm. You have to understand, right? That's different.
Yeah, that's different.
It's very
That's
different. But as far as my wife or my girlfriend, I've never.
Yeah, we're
had
talking about somebody that, like you're in
No.
a relationship with.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I never
Now
had
I've
that.
had early on. I've been in relationships where, female that I'd be dating, says she has guy friends. I'm like, all right, I got girlfriends. Not like, but I'm saying there has to be a line. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to be having no motherfucking conversation on the phone at night with this individual. All that stuff that you was doing before we got together, you got somebody right now. So you ain't having no late night conversations about different topics. That's what your mate is there for now. You hold those conversations with your mate now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Any female, and I think we spoke about this before, where I was going to
going
to date.
Yeah. You reminded me when you said that. There was an occasion. We'll talk about it. There was an occasion.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, but so I'll remind you. I was gonna date this girl, and she said she had a best friend that was a dude. And my first thought is that's gonna be a problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And we got into a debate as to whether or not she keeps her male best friend, because she had a problem with me speaking with my exes. Not like I go out with my exes or I hung out with them, but on occasion they may call, or I may call them. But
you weren't in hiding.
Nah.
You weren't in
No, I
hiding
wasn't.
with it.
No.
Exactly, that's the problem.
She was like, "Oh, you can't do that." I said, "What you mean?" She was like, "Why you keeping them around?"
Yeah, that's not.
I said, "I'm not keeping them around." I said, like, when we broke up, it was all right. We're still friends, but I don't hang out with them. She's like, nah, because see, y'all shared intimate, y'all had sex together, y'all shared that. So like, whatever was going through her mind, she didn't like the way that sounded. I said, well, what about your male boyfriend? Your male best friend, even though y'all hadn't sex. You think that joker would not take you up on the opportunity if you said you wanted to go to bed with him? Ain't no freaking way. He ain't blind. I see how fine your ass is. I know he fantasizing about how fine your ass is. You just ain't want to give it up to him because you ain't attracted to him. But best believe he attracted to you.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
I told her, I will give up the communication with my exes if you give up the communication with your male best friend. And she didn't want to do that. I said, well, that ain't fair. So
it's not fair.
we didn't
That's
think
not fair.
the deal was broken. All bets
Yeah.
off. I don't think a woman that's in a relationship should have a male best friend. I just don't think in it. If that sounds old fashioned, chat. If that sounds old fashioned, y'all let me know what you think about that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
That's just messy. That's
Yeah, that's messy.
You
But
asking for problems.
that
You know?
those are the sacrifices. Those are the sacrifices. That's a
That would be a
sacrifice right
sacrifice. That
You
would
know?
be a sacrifice.
there.
Giving
Or-
something,
you-
you know. Yeah, that's like, come on, man.
You know what, man?
That's-
Did you honestly, and this goes for you, but this goes for everyone else. Is that a
Right.
reasonable expectation that you should let go of? You should let go and come to an understanding with your ex-husband, ex-boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Even if you have children, that doesn't play. You have children together, you really have to communicate some things. So you have to be careful.
I mean,
I think,
children with the ex.
yeah.
Children that was the
An
exception. Like, of course,
Exactly.
you can communicate with your baby
Exactly.
mama or baby daddy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That
That's
was
right,
the
bro.
exception.
Other
Yeah.
than that, you know, there should be some. On my part, man, I think a dude and a woman should expect, even if you don't want to, or even if you think you can come to some other rationale, but I think it's reasonable to expect that a man or woman are possibly they're not gonna want you to be in touch with them like that. I think that's the way it seems.
Your
They
mate-
don't want you to be in touch
Your
with them.
mate is not going to want you to be in touch with your ex like that.
With your ex like that, especially if you were intimate, you have relations, you have a history, you don't have any children
Well,
together.
Very true, very true. And that's the thing, Kahi. I told her that I don't speak to these women every day.
Correct.
I speak to them
Correct.
once blue moon. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not telling them, yo, meet me at Applebee's or the sports bar.
Right.
Let's have a drink or
Or the
I'm
Hyatt
not doing it.
Regency.
Or the Hyatt,
Regency.
you know,
Yeah.
room number.
Yeah.
You know,
Room
none of that was
112.
even- but I understood her concern because it was from a bad experience. You know what I'm saying? It was from a bad experience. But she was very unreasonable. She was so fucking unreasonable. So like straight up unreasonable. But she was lenient on some other shit, and that would have to be a topic for another podcast because y'all would trip about that. But
Yeah, when you trip.
yeah, so like I was like, nah, no, I just wasn't bending on that because it didn't make sense to me, you know.
Yeah, when it don't.
No.
There's something that had occurred, and it was similar to that. It was similar. That's a while ago. It's definitely been a while ago. And there was someone, you know, her and I, we weren't just dating. We were in a full-blown, regular nice relationship, you know, and really moving on to life. You know, we're considering moving on, you know, a lifetime together and, you know, coming to some conclusions early. And, you know, and she had already, I tell you what, when they already tell you up front, men and women, people,
What is she?
it's time to check it. It's really time to check him or her. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a critical point. Like she was,
Right.
you know, like I had. There's friends that I had that been friends since middle school or elementary. Not all of them were intimate.
Yeah.
Yeah, not all of them were intimate. You know, some had been intimate. Some are just a thought, but some are just like there's friends that are like really cool. And like you said, would a man sit there and would he go ahead and go for that if he had the opportunity?
Right.
They may, if they could get away with it. However,
Were you the guy?
no, I wasn't, and I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, good question. You're right. No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't, and I wasn't. Because I was always like this, man. You know, and I like to hear some comments from men and women in the audience. But you really like to declare,
comment.
you know, when you're really serious, ladies, men, when you are really serious about someone, and I mean serious, it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter how young you are, your age, but when you're really ready to show someone types and levels of commitment, you cut out all the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You, at least, and that's your intentions. At least that's your intentions, to cut out the bullshit. Now, as time go on, you might mess around, get comfortable, and slip or something. But that wasn't the case, with her and I. And she, between having good female friends and good male friends, me myself, I'm like, okay, I don't have any problem with you meeting some specific good female friends that I have, because they're going to be cool with it. They're like going to want to measure you up, or they're going to want to see if you're a decent woman and a good woman too. And I don't mind meeting your friend, you know what I'm saying? But that way he knows, he's like, look, shit is off limits now. As far as your friendship, y'all talk every blue moon. Don't be doing nothing in hiding. Like you can really maintain your friendship, and that's where you will be. Anything more than that, it's a problem. It's going to be a problem, because this is no longer your best friend this is no longer your best friend that you have access to like that. This is your best friend that you don't have access to like that anymore, because she is my woman and I'm her man and you're the friend.
Right.
It's cool. Be there. Don't be anywhere else. So she, that didn't last much longer, man, because, she chose to be in hiding with it. It was always too iffy. It was always, I could sense it, and I was right. You know what I mean? It was, because the thing is, she would tell me, she'd be like, oh, that's my friend. I gotta, talk to him. It's something, personal. And I'm like, well, why are you leaving out the room? Why are you leaving out the room? Yeah. Why are you leaving out the room?
Hell.
Yeah. And I was like,
bullshit.
okay. Yeah. And I was like, okay, that's enough. But, because
that's that bullshit.
That was that bullshit. And I was like, you know what? Okay. After a couple of times, I don't know, maybe it's cursing or use some parts, whatever it is, like that's not going to happen. So that didn't last very long, and I was like, you know what? I'll make this decision for you. And I bounced.
Right.
I bounced. She was like, no, you don't understand. I'm like, no, I was like, okay, maybe I don't understand, but I understand myself. And that's not what's going to happen.
Right.
My lady friends will call. I don't go anywhere. You can check my phone. You can check my phone when I come back in. I'm like, here, you can look and see. And you may, well, you could have erased it. All right, yeah, I could have erased it. You can call her. That's how, I really made, it's really cool. But like, but that wasn't me. And that ended that. Ended that. And that was one of the, that's when it stands out, because I allowed it. I allowed that to, her to be like, okay, talk every now and then. Cool, but I'm going to be right here. Like, unless you're on the way home, or you're somewhere, you're doing it too much. Now you're doing it in my face, but you get up and go in the bathroom, and you go out, step outside. Nah, that's
that's the thing. Like once you let that one time, once you let them, once they become comfortable with doing it, then it's done. It's done to the point where it's disrespectful.
Disrespectful, right? And that's it.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all there is. So.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't have a problem with it, and I still wouldn't have a problem with that being older, more mature, and grown. But you can't even to this day, when offered to me or offered to her, like, look, if you have a good friend, a male friend, or your ex-husband or your ex-boyfriend, children together, or even if not, y'all don't have children, but y'all been good friends for a long time, and you have some whatever it is,
Right.
allow me to work with you, but that's it's not a long leash. That's not a long leash at all, because you will not give me a long leash, and I mean a very short leash, because they're not going to do that either. Because I'd rather it not be.
No.
Rather it
Yeah.
not
I
be at
just
all.
like, it's a real touchy situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's touching. You ain't mad.
When it comes to friends of the opposite sex and everything. Now, if everybody was friends, it'd be a lot easier. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
exactly.
saying? If
Like
the opposite
college,
sex also was in a relationship, it'll be a lot easier. Hey, we could all go out as couples. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But anything other than that, now you run into the problem of risking disrespect. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I just signed back on to TikTok. What's up, TikTok family? They had Kahi. They kicked
TikTok.
me off of TikTok because I was
You cut out because
puffing
you
on
were
my
what?
cigar.
Oh,
I was puffing on my cigar. They kicked.
whoa.
Yeah. So TikTok doesn't allow. Yeah, TikTok doesn't allow you to be, I guess, puffing on the cigar or even the cigarette or something. Yeah, they don't allow that. I didn't know that
Wow. I
because
didn't know it
they
either.
came across the screen. You are restricted. I said, what? What did I do? I said, I'm not driving.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything. What's up, everybody on TikTok? Listen,
Yeah,
if
what's
this
up,
is your
TikTokers?
first time tuning in, please go to Raw With It Podcast. You can find us on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. On Instagram, it's Raw With It _podcast. Follow us, like us, and share us. If you're just getting into the room, I am doing a podcast with the other host of Raw With It Podcast, Kahi. That's Ka_he on TikTok, right, Kahi?
Yes.
I don't know, Kahi. You might be able to go, if you go to my TikTok page, at least you'll be in the room of TikTok.
Okay.
So they could
Okay,
see your
let's see.
name, even though they can't see you by face right here. Hit those likes, y'all. Tap that screen, hit those likes. Facebook
Let's see.
family, please like, follow, share.
Oh, and
Like,
TikTok?
follow, share.
On
Yeah,
TikTok
go on
and,
TikTok and go to my regular TikTok page, and you'll see that I'm live. If you did that, if you could do it on your phone, I don't know. Maybe you could do it on your phone, other
I
than
have to be looking around. Yeah,
unless
you're
you
right.
could do you can split screen.
I can do that.
You know,
I can do that.
Yeah.
That's right. So yeah, that right there is a deal breaker for anybody's relationship. Well,
right.
because otherwise it's going to be problems, and I think if
Right.
couples could do that, then that would be great. But there's somebody always have a thought in their mind. Somebody may have a thought or a doubt in their mind somewhere during that time, like, I know they used to be intimate, or I know they used to like each other, or they seem a little close sometimes. I had a situation some time ago. We like talking about content. Let me say something. Hold on. Something happened. Yeah, that's me. I'm trying to stop that and get to another place.
I'm trying to hold on a second.
There it is. Okay, I got you. Yeah, right here.
I'm trying to.
Okay.
I don't hear. Oh damn. Here it is. All right, there it is. That's cool. Can you hear that background music?
I can. It's good and slight.
It's all instrumental anyway.
Right.
That's like that
That's right.
Samuel's music.
Let me
That's
turn
like
this
that-
music down on my phone. Yeah, I'm here.
What's up, TikTok family? Welcome to Raw with It Podcast. I'm sorry that it's dark. Let me bring you guys closer. All right, what's up? Yeah, Kahi, you could probably interact with the folks on TikTok, because I can't see. I got the camera way up on top of my CB. What's up, Breezeway? What's up, Trina? What's up, Donna? Shannon, Matt, Casilla, Dog, Timbernoid, Reggie, Richard Green, Helen Haney, Teresa Wade, G Boom, Virginia. All of these folks may or may not be in the room. What's up? What's up to everybody?
Ashley 3190, Ashley Robles 3190. Everybody jumping on. They really appreciate that. We're just sitting here chopping up some conversation about relationships and sacrifices. Definitely invite you. We definitely invite everyone to jump on with their comments, questions, suggestions, advice, guidance, etc., because these are things that they're important for relationships. If you're not in a relationship, it's cool, but somewhere along the way, we run into these things in real life situations, and you see what you have to say. I see what you have to say about it. It reminds me of once. Where are you headed? Oh, where you headed? Mo wanted to know where you were headed. But can you hear us? You froze up. You're not froze on TikTok, but you're froze on the StreamYard of Facebook. You're not. Yeah, you're all good over here. You're all good on TikTok, but not
TikTok family, I just lost my Wi-Fi connection.
Okay, yeah, he just lost his Wi-Fi connection there. He just lost his Wi-Fi connection. We'll be jumping back in a minute. People on Facebook.
What's up, everybody? TikTok, what it do? What's up, Mo? Where am I headed? Nowhere. I'm already here. North Carolina.
Good thing to be close. So I'll let him go ahead and chop that up. But even sitting here, let's see, comments.
What's happening?
Live viewer comments. So I guess nobody's on yeah, there's nobody in the
what's up, everybody?
There's nobody on the Facebook chat. There's nobody on the Facebook chat. Wow. Okay. I don't see any comments. So guess not, huh?
It's taking a little while. What's up, everybody? Listen, if y'all don't follow Raw with It Podcast, do this for me. Go